was extremely ill.
You have to tell me where he was, what he was doing.
It was his decision to go in. It's something they termed the shimmer.
There's not a whole lot of dialogue in the novel, which I think is actually interesting because it gave Alex Garland a lot of space to kind of take scenes that are just summarized in a couple sentences and kind of flesh them out without kind of interference from me. But I did see it very cinematically. I'm a very visual writer. A lot of the beats in it are actually kind of taken as translations from movies I like. The way it kind of like starts as one thing and then becomes something else and then regroups and becomes a third kind of novel by the end is very cinematic in my mind. And then the weird thing is that the movie deal was in place by the time I wrote the second book, which was great because the second book I saw as definitely being cinematic. And so I actually kind of channeled the idea this might be a movie in a positive way because there's all this subtle technique in a lot of movies that if you translate it right is really cool on the page.
We've sent in drones and teams of people, but nothing comes back.
But something has.
You're a biologist. You served in the military.
If I knew what happened, I could save his life.
Alex has been extremely kind, and I think it's because he started out as a novelist, and so he kind of knows what it feels like when you have something adapted. And so the first thing he said to me was, you know, I'm Alex Garland, you know, I'm doing the film, you know, I'd love to keep you in the loop. I'd like to, you know, bounce a few things off of you, but only if you want to. If you want to be completely separated from the process, that's fine too. And I said, no, I'd like to know about it. I appreciate being involved to that extent. I'm very much a process-driven writer, so any little bits and snippets about any kind of creative process, whether it's film or the writing, it goes back into writing novels and whatnot. So I was curious from that aspect too. And he's been very kind along the way in keeping me updated and being very honest about the progress, which I really appreciate too. He's a very honest person, and it's been nice to have that correspondence.
The boundary's getting bigger, it's expanding. We're talking cities, states.
You need to know what's inside. So do I.
There's a couple of photographs from the stills from pre-production where they were gathering thoughts and whatnot that are actually photographs of the same things I was researching when I was doing the book. So talk about parallel development. The tone and texture, all of that stuff is fascinating because it's exactly what I would have envisioned, you know, in researching the novel. So that's pretty exciting. The whole thing has been kind of a highlight. It's kind of a highlight to walk into the set and have Gina Rodriguez and Tessa Thompson hug you and say they love the book. I mean, I got to be honest, that was a really wonderful moment. They just seem like such nice people. So, and then meeting the rest of the cast who are all wonderful as well. So.
It's destroying everything.
It's not destroying. It's making something new.